Now have you went and sought out a mentor
Right.
to,
Right.
to teach you how to love said wife? Have you studied love?
Stay there for a minute. Because, yeah, no.
What's going on, family? Kevin and Jesse here with you guys, the Elitestateofmind podcast. As always, our goal is to listen, learn, and grow. Jesse, how you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I am doing amazing. Family,
Good,
make sure you
good.
like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram page. Hit that little bell on YouTube for me so that you get notified every Wednesday as Jesse and I help you guys to listen, learn, and grow. Family, what we're going to talk about today is, are you ready for what you asked for? Are you making preparation for the things that you are manifesting, requesting in life? Jesse, in thinking about this topic, where does it take your mind to?
A few different places. I think the question is, supremely relevant, especially in today's, day and time where we're becoming more aware, more conscious, more awake of what it takes for us to do and to become who we're supposed to become.
Right.
So, like you stated, are you prepared? Are we prepared for what we're asking for? And I start off with the no. I'm going to go with the side of no, we are not.
Those are facts, and family, I'll give you a little backstory. So basically, when I asked the question of, are you ready for what you asked for? I believe, again, this is my personal belief. If you disagree with that, that's fine. That we have the ability to, one, speak into our lives. Some people, they may say the word manifest, speak into, and a bevy of other terms. Things that you want in your life. Now, whether that is, a new job or better job,
Yeah.
or you want a degree, or you want a certification, or you want a certain type of friend, or a certain type of relationship,
Yeah.
or a person to, be married to, or you might start talking about you want a child,
Right.
right?
Right.
Any of these things, as you're just and here's the thing, family, when I say this, as you're just daydreaming and you go, man, I would really love to work at this company, or I would really love, a person to treat me like XYZ. What you've now done is you've told the universe this is what you want. Not only have you told the universe, you've told your creator.
Yeah.
These are the things that you want and desire out of life. But then when they become present, we have no clue
Yeah.
how to deal with them.
Right.
We don't even recognize them. We have no clue how to deal with them, and it's because we haven't made any preparation.
That's right.
Right? As Jesse, as you know, being a former athlete,
Yeah.
you didn't just show up
No.
on game day.
No.
Right? And as you progress through the level of athletics, from playing, being a young child playing ball to getting into high school, especially getting into college and going, pro, semi-pro level, the level of preparation it took to get ready for game day
Yeah.
was always more and greater.
At each level. Yeah.
Why do you feel that the answer to the question is, are we ready, that the answer is no?
Well, initially, I say it's no because of that fact that you just brought out. The level of preparation has to increase for each thing that we ask for. Our human nature is to ask for not just one thing at a time, but we're going to ask for a multitude of things, which is nothing wrong with that.
I got a Christmas list.
Right, nothing wrong with that. But the issue is that we have to prepare ourselves, and preparation is key to having a really good performance, right? I'm going to take it into the realm of athletics, right? We have to prepare, and as you progress, it takes more intentional preparation to have success because your opponent then is also preparing at a high level. And we have to think about that also as we, manifest, or you do the affirmations, that also with the positive things, there's a negative force as well.
Very true.
So you have to prepare in terms of making sure that your level of intention towards the positive is there.
Very, very, very true. And family, you have to understand this. The laws of nature, they don't recognize positive or negative.
They do not.
They just recognize what is and what you've asked for. So if you are asking for positive things, it will bring you positive. If you're asking for negative things, or if you have negative affirmations, those are the things that will manifest themselves in your life. But I really want to go into, and I believe this is the most especially for today's time, because there's been maybe a disconnect from the importance of, in the relationship standpoint, especially, for us as men, because we'll get to a certain age and then oh man, I would love, to have a wife. Right. And just saying the word wife, we don't understand what all that entails.
Right.
Right. But then we go into, man, I would love to have a wife who XYZ, who maybe she has a degree. Maybe she's great, in the workplace. Yeah. Or maybe you want a wife who wants to be a stay-at-home mom. Right. But then you've done no preparation.
Yeah.
As a man to get ready for said wife. But then when you get said wife, you wonder why your life is hell.
Yeah.
Because you have brought something into your atmosphere that you're not ready for.
I'm prepared for it. Like that's like a junior varsity player being moved up to varsity and
Facts.
Called up and you're not ready because you haven't done it. Right, it's moving too fast for you. And to your point, if we ask for certain things, we ourselves must first become those things. So if you as a man want your thought and your desire is to have a wife, then you first must study the art of being a husband. Right? You have to work towards being that before you find that.
And you should.
And you should be, okay, am I gainfully employed on a continuous basis? Do I have insurance?
Sometimes more than one job.
Right. You should have more than one job, especially
if you're a single cat.
Yeah, especially if it's just you. Oh my goodness. You should be, in the words of Boosie, bankroll after bankroll.
Man.
It should be there. And reason being for it, because you're not really working for where you are right now, but for where you want to be.
Man, our mentor tells us all the time, man, how are you going to pay yourself 10 years from now?
Right.
What is the person who you're going to be 5 years from now going to say to who you are today? Because what you do, as you just said, what you do today doesn't affect you tomorrow. It affects you that 5 to 10 years.
That's right.
Down the road.
That's right.
It is perplexing to me that we as a society, we get so, and I understand, you have these wants and your emotions play such a large part in going into, man, I really want somebody to love me like this. I really want somebody to treat me like this. I really, wish I had somebody in my life who was a friend, of this nature. And then when these things come about, you mistreat them.
Yeah.
You cast them aside. You pay them no attention, but yet you have the audacity to say you care. But you've not prepared any care packages.
Right.
You haven't prepared a place for these things, but you were told by someone who loved you that I'm going to go away from you from a moment. Momentarily, I'm going to step away to prepare a place for you. But as men, we've gotten away from the prepare a place portion of life. And like you said, are we employed? Do we have insurance? Are we hitting, just a lot of the basic
levels of manhood have to be. It's our job to master it. We hear us say it over and over again. And does it take a lifetime to do so? Probably so. But you should be an active practitioner. You can't be an expert of anything if you're not an active practitioner. So your focus and your goal is, hey, man, I know these basic things. Am I doing these basic things? And these are fundamental things. And am I on the track to master my fundamentals?
And that's, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough one. Because so often, again, we said it last time that we get in love with the result.
Yeah.
But not the opportunity.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, again, as you're going through and you're asking for these things, if we stay on the topic of you're asking, for the wife, and all of these things begin to happen, one thing you don't understand is how it's going to be brought to you. You don't know necessarily where you're going to meet this person.
Right.
You don't know necessarily how this person is going to look. Where they're going to be in life.
Right.
But then you're going to go down, this checklist that you had, and you'll be like, oh man, you hit on a lot of these things. And before you know it, you're like, you're that person. You're that thing. Yeah. You are what I asked for. But our opportunity radar
Yeah.
as the winner's brain says.
Yeah, it's low.
Man, as men, Jesse, how do we develop, a better opportunity radar for the things that we're asking for?
Well, one of the ways is we're going to have to define and redefine exactly what opportunity is, and understand that it doesn't have much to do with the emotional side of the opportunity, right? Because when you're first presented with opportunity, you're excited about it,
Right.
right? In the early moments of it, you're just elated. The euphoria is all over you. But the thing about opportunity is it's present, even though that feeling that you got initially is gone. It's kind of like commitment. Opportunity and commitment can be
Synonymous,
linked together,
yeah.
and they are synonymous, right? So just understand that every opportunity doesn't have a bell and a whistle behind it. Every opportunity doesn't feel fuzzy and warm.
Now you heard
A lot of times, that's okay. It's necessary. A lot of times, opportunity, as the old quote says, is laced and covered in hard work.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
Yeah, it's laced in it.
Yeah,
so,
not a lot of passing on that hard work.
which it shouldn't be the case, right? It shouldn't be, especially as men. It can't be the case because that is part of our makeup, right? We're built to do that. I think a lot of times it's overlooked that 6 out of our 7, we got to be working on something, right? Otherwise, as men, we don't feel like we're accomplishing much. Then we don't feel fulfilled because, innately, it is on us and in us to do work.
Facts.
To sit around and do nothing. Like a lot of times, I know women will say, like, you just can't, sit still and do nothing.
Sure.
Well, that's why, because it's ingrained inside of us that there is something that needs to be done. There's something I need to be working on, because that's a part of me as I go and move into, the full level of being able to prepare.
Right.
I need to be doing something because the winter is coming. It's that at work. The winter's coming.
Have I stored up?
Have I stored enough?
Or have I rebuked the plow?
Right.
That now in the time of harvest, I have nothing.
Right.
And I got to come knock on your door. Hey,
wow.
man, I know you saw me sitting over here playing 2K.
2K.
When I was supposed to be working, but my bill about to get cut off. Now, as a man, you gotta get out of your emotions and feelings and not be upset when somebody turns you away.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to help you when you haven't been working.
Right.
Because it's a different knock when it's, hey man, I had these couple of jobs, but man, my tire shot out on me yesterday. Say less, brother.
Right. Gotcha.
That's how we should be.
Yeah. Gotcha. That's not a problem.
We should be as men. If another brother's out there working and then needs help, we should help him get back on track.
Yeah.
Right, and not talk about him and do some backbiting and things of that nature. I digress. We might get into that on another episode.
Right.
But in getting ready for what you ask for, the depths of your preparation for the thing that you want in life. Right. It's easy for you to say. There's not a lot of preparation that you really need to take into account. If you're like, man, I want a McDouble.
Right.
Okay.
It's already made for you.
Get in your car.
Right.
Get your $1.99.
Right.
Or however much they cost now. Go down to McDonald's and get your McDouble. But see, then when you say, man, I want a wife, the level of preparation, and then, once you move outside of the basics, I got a job.
Yeah.
Okay, I got some insurance. Now I got me a part-time gig. Okay. Now have you went and sought out a mentor?
Right.
To teach you how to love said wife. Have you studied love?
Stay there for a minute, because we got to do it, because this is where many of the bros are missing. That when they are blessed and they find and have someone that they don't understand, like you said, you didn't study love, and you're not looking at. And what ways have I failed in showing myself love? Because how we're operating is these 2, right? From 42 to 10 to 2. So the 2, hey man, you gotta love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Right.
You love God with the entirety of your heart.
Right.
Okay. So where we get tripped up is trying to love the neighbor And so if you're asking for a wife or a husband, these individuals, they are a neighbor. This is your closest neighbor.
Because they lay right next to
right?
you. Or
So
they
should.
Some of y'all neighbor don't be laying by you. Uh-oh.
Get off of them.
My bad.
Get off of them. Come back to another episode. So they're right there. But you can't really treat them in the manner in which they deserve because you haven't treated yourself. These are some basic things about how you should treat yourself. Hygiene level, men.
Don't be musty.
Hygiene level, right? This self-care, self-love, season that everybody, it's great, it's wonderful, right? Because we're doing a better job of actually taking care of the skin that we're in.
Facts.
And that's part of it, right?
Facts.
That it talks about that. Man, who doesn't take care of themselves?
Right.
You should. But the question that you need to ask yourself is, okay, man, do you understand your skin system? Do you know how it works? Mm-hmm. Do you understand, okay, man, I need to probably before I do all this shaving or whatever, I need to, make sure the skin is soft. How do I do that? Hot towel, hot shower, all of that. All right, we oiling up. What type of skin do you have? You might not be able to use, regular oil or baby oil or whatever it is.
Gillette might not be for you.
It might not be for you, right? But if you're not paying attention to that level, how then can you pay attention to someone else who is the apple of God's eye?
Ooh, that's facts. If you don't have an attention to detail for yourself,
right,
what makes you think you're going to have it for your significant other?
Yeah, you probably won't. I'm just going to be real honest. Like, you probably won't, and then you're wondering why.
Johnny catches their eye.
Well. Yeah.
Because Johnny knows what makes him happy on a bad day.
Right. The aspect of study, because he studied himself. Right? People
He's
like
well
to make
put
fun of.
together.
Yeah. That is a sign of you're progressing in your manhood because you understand that when I step outside of the door, I represent myself, my God, and those who love me. So I should be put together. It shouldn't. A lot of people, yes, just too much. Shouldn't be doing all that. Yeah, but I should.
Right. I mean, one of the best lessons I believe our family ever taught us was every time you leave this house, you leave here looking like somebody love you.
Right.
Even if nobody does, you look
like it.
Somebody loves you. But like you said, as men, we walk around here looking frumpy and unkept and unclean.
Dusty, busted, disgusted, all of that.
Like you ain't hit a job in 36 years.
Right.
And you wonder why it's hard for someone to first to respect you and then to love you.
Right.
Because as you said, you don't show those things to
yourself.
yourself. And it just goes back to that preparation of the things that you're asking for. Yeah. You are so unprepared for what it is that they're going to do and how they're going to change the atmosphere of your existence.
Right.
So when bros, when you are sitting there, man, and you're saying, I want this wife, please, get through the preparation.
Yeah.
Get through the superficial of stop comparing yourself to somebody who's been married for 36 years and did the work.
Yeah.
And all you want is a result of what they had, and you don't want to do the work that it took.
Yeah.
To get there.
I know a key point is like you said, if you're in a long-term relationship, whatever, you're still working on you. They will all tell you that. Anybody who's been successful, in marriage or whatever, even those who've been unsuccessful, right? We think of Steve Harvey, who in his transparency would tell you, hey, man, the first couple of times I did this and this is why this time around I know exactly, what it is I need to do.
How to get down
hopefully,
through that.
Hopefully we're paying attention, right? Because one of the things I know, even, listening to him, is that his ability to connect with his with his wife, and him being able to articulate, hey, this is why communication is so important, and why as a man we need to study the art of communication versus just that both sides are guilty of this. Well, you should just know.
The worst thing ever.
That's not how that works.
People are mind readers.
Yeah,
people are predictable. Yes, I do believe that people are predictable. We are creatures of habit, but we're not mind readers.
No.
And if you want somebody to read your mind, I don't know where you need to go live, but it's not here. Man.
Yeah.
You need to go zim zalabim with somebody else, because sometimes there is nothing wrong with teaching and telling someone how to love you.
Yeah. It's necessary.
in the preparation of, man, I want this, and then when that person, when it comes into your existence, there's nothing wrong with saying, how do you need to be loved?
Yeah.
How do you want to be respected? What do you take as disrespect?
Right.
How can I
Right.
show you love inside of what it is that we are? Maybe that means that I need to love you out loud. You're that person.
Yeah.
Maybe it means that you need, a lot of silence. Right? You need a lot of time to think, and that doesn't mean that you don't like me.
Right.
But here's the other thing. Stop asking for stuff you don't want.
Yes, I agree. That you're ill prepared for.
Just stop asking for stuff you don't want.
Yeah.
Man, again, if we stay on the topic of wanting a wife, significant other, and you want somebody who wants to be a stay-at-home mom, who wants to, be in the kitchen all the time, then ask for that.
Yeah.
There are women out there that want to do those things, but quit bothering women who want to go out and get degrees,
Right.
who want to go out and run Fortune 500 companies, because they're not the ones for you.
Right.
Quit trying to mess up and derail their life. Women, if you don't want no broke man,
Right.
you got to understand, he's going to be gone.
This is true.
He's going to be gone.
Yep.
You can only exchange time and money.
That's
So
right.
if you want
That's
your
right.
man to have some money,
Yeah.
he's going to be absent from some things.
Yeah.
Now, what he should do is try to make himself available and present
Yes.
as much as possible.
Yeah.
But if he's out here getting his money, then let him go get that. Now, if you want somebody who's present more often, understand you're going to exchange time for money.
Lifestyle might be a little different. Okay.
And there's nothing wrong
There's
with
nothing
that.
wrong with that.
But family, let's not continue to bother each other. If you are not if that person is not what you want, if you want somebody who's healthy,
Right.
don't marry somebody unhealthy.
Oh boy.
If you want somebody, if you want to be unhealthy,
Yeah.
don't marry somebody who is healthy.
Right.
Don't do it.
Right. Don't
If
bring
you
them
hate to
down.
read,
Yeah. Oh God.
hey, I'm just saying, quit going into business. That's like Walmart and Target going into business together.
Oh yeah. No.
And now Walmart wants to come in and change Target business practice. Now everything in here is $4.
Right.
Target's like, man, we don't sell nothing
We
for
don't
$4.
sell nothing like that.
Nothing. You
Yeah.
can't get a bottle of water in here for $4.
Target.
Man, our bottle of Target brand water is $6.96.
Oh jeez. Shout out Target.
Man, but so often we go out and because I see how somebody else is living. I may see a Steve Harvey and his wife.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not who I want or how I want my life to be.
Right. Right.
And the next thing you know, I done got somebody, now we cussing each other out. It's fight night every Tuesday.
That's
and
terrible.
it's all just because
Yeah.
I got a hold of something that I really didn't want.
Yeah.
And now I'm not man enough to admit I don't want to.
I don't want. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
I don't want to. I'm not saying you just need to go around here getting divorced.
No.
But what I am here to say is if you made a mistake, admit it.
Right.
And
No harm in that.
And either now y'all can work that thing out, or you can work it out by going your separate ways.
Right.
Jesse, why do you think it is that we will go out and grab things that we know we don't want them?
Not being true to ourselves. Understanding that we get caught up in, whole, relationship goals and you see all this stuff
For the gram.
right? You see all that stuff, and if you don't know who you are, if you don't know who, what your purpose is, and who it is that you want to become, then you will misalign yourself, and you will get with an individual or individuals who don't align with your purpose, your goal, but that vision that you've had for umpteen years,
Right.
of the life that you want to live.
Facts.
Right? All these things have to align themselves, right? Like you said, we're talking about the ability to manifest and affirm through what we say. And, these words, when we say these things, when you have the formula, you apply the particular formula and you say them, then everything inside of you reacts to that from your cell level all the way up. And so it's going to pull on everything because all things are energy.
Right.
So it's going to pull so that these things are actually in alignment for you and with you. So when that happens, then you better be sure, you better be certain.
Know that you
because
know.
it's going to happen.
As Papa say, you know that you
know
know.
that you know because you asked for that. So make sure you know the direction that you want to go.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Once you put that thing out there, it is inevitable that it is going to cross your path.
Yep.
But one, you got to, that just goes back to the opportunity radar. Can you recognize when it comes around?
Yeah.
And are you prepared
Are you prepared?
for
Yeah.
when it does?
Yeah.
Because man, if you want a better job or a different job, have you studied
Right.
what that new job entails? Does it require a certification? Does it
Right.
have you submerged yourself in the knowledge of what you would be doing
Right.
in that job? I was reading the book The Power of Awareness, and one of the things he talks about is the law of assumption.
Yeah.
And he tells the story in there about a gentleman who was in the army, and he wanted to be out of the army. Well, he applied for an honorable discharge and was denied.
Yeah.
So he said from then, what he did every night before he, as he was going to sleep, was he put himself in a state of sleep. But before he was truly asleep, he would envision himself in his apartment, walking around, turning on and off the lights, opening the refrigerator, seeing all the things that he knew were in his apartment. And as he envisioned going to sleep, it was in the bed in his apartment.
Right.
Right? And so then, now this is the story that he tells. What happens is, I can't remember if it was a few days or a week or so later, he gets called back in by his superior, and they're like, "Hey, do you still want to, discharge from the army?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yes." And they said, "Well, we don't want to, we, really don't want to grant this, but here you go."
Yeah.
And then he was on the way home. So if we assume in our imagination, and you have to understand, your imagination comes from your creator. It is him.
It is him.
And that is the power that you possess. Being able to imagine these things.
Yeah.
If you assume these things happening, if you assume and you see yourself in these things, the stronger you see them, the more physical the touch becomes.
Yep.
To these things, they are going to happen to you.
Yes.
Stop being surprised when good things begin to happen, and then because that's outside of your norm.
Stay there for a minute.
Man.
Stay there for a minute.
You begin to fight and self-sabotage
Yeah.
yourself from the good things, and you run back to the negative.
Yeah.
You run back to the people that treat you bad.
What's the cause of that, you think?
Of running. For me, I believe it. You get so trapped into the hypnotic rhythm of that, and then you get so bogged down in fear because now, and I really believe that what happens is once you get trapped in that hypnotic rhythm and it gets bound in the laws of nature, and you believe that all you deserve is this low life existence, you become so afraid. Of messing up this good thing that you mess it up before you even give it a chance. You will do everything you can to sabotage, to push that person or that opportunity away. You will, this networking event's going on over here. I don't have anything to wear. You got family members, you got friends. Ask somebody for something to wear, right? I mean, people get on Facebook asking for $5 all the time. I'm sure if you put out there, "Hey man, I'm trying to better myself, go to this networking event. Does anybody have some shirt and slacks and some dress shoes?" With the millions and billions of people out there on Facebook, I'm pretty sure somebody can get you a fit together, right? Oh, hey man, I really want to get healthy. There are a lot of people out there that can help you get healthy, and many that'll help you do it for free. But we get so wrapped up in the fear of, I'm going to mess this up, that before it even happens, before we reach the pinnacle of what it is that we want, we do everything we can to mess it up.
Agreed.
We just, man, we do everything in our power now because, and here's what I honestly believe is that people don't have, people have a fear of success.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're running a company, and I'm like, man, I sure would love to work for you. You say, okay, let's get to work. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You
mean
yes.
right now?
Yeah.
Like right now.
You said, yeah. And now I actually have to back up. What I said
what
I was going to do.
Wanted. Yep.
How do we? What is? You've talked about the knowing doing gap.
Yeah.
How do we put that into action to prepare for what it is we're asking for? And I know what I want. But now I need to go do it because I have faith that it's going to manifest itself. But faith without works is dead.
Right.
How do I put myself to work?
Well, the only thing that, really gets us over fear is action. And that's it. That knowing doing gap is the gap in between is the lack of action.
Right.
It's the doing nothing, right? Because you know it, and then you know what should be done, but that bridge in between the two,
Right.
they're not meeting because we're not taking any steps towards it. It's just a matter of taking a step.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a matter of, like you said in an example, I really love to work for your company. Okay, let's do it. Don't pause. Don't whatever. What are we going to do? Give me the instruction. Let's do it.
And let's go do it.
And then the more that you do that, the more that you're able to accept the yeses. Because a yes means when you accept a yes, that means you have to make a movement.
Right.
After that. Right? No is just that. No. Well, I guess I can keep sitting here then. That's it. That's all that's required of you. Nothing is required of you when you get a no.
Right.
But when you get a yes, there's something required.
Facts.
There are multiple steps. You have to go.
And
you got to get up, move around.
That's if you have a chance, family, to read "Never Split the Difference" by Chris Voss. One of the stories that he tells in there is when he was, I believe he got sent to New York and I think he was just kind of starting out his hostage negotiation career, and I cannot remember the lady's name, but he went to her because she was the head of that department, and he was like, man, I was trying to get the position. And he said, man, I got all of these no's, and they led me to the one yes that I needed, which was, he was like, man, there's got to be something that I can do to do. And she's like, you know what? Yes, there is. Right now, he could have took those no's and just left.
Yeah,
and like you said, had nothing, required.
Right.
But once he got the yes of, hey, you need to go over here and volunteer at the hostage, helpline, right?
Yes.
Now he had to take the action.
That was good.
And what it led to, what it ended up leading to was him getting the next hostage negotiation position, because he then took the yes and took the action of what this lady had instructed him to do, because she said out of her own mouth, I tell so many people to go over here.
And they don't.
And nobody does.
And they don't. Yep.
But because you took the time out to go volunteer your time and service, to go learn your craft.
Learn the craft.
Now let's get to work.
Yeah, because I remember inside the story, he said, I had all the techniques, I had all the, I'm ready, and I'm thinking I'm talking the guy off the ledge or whatever. He said, I realized I'm terrible at this.
Man.
And that's the importance of actually going and doing something. You actually figure out whether you're good or where you need work at or what's going on. And then the people who preach in these positions are able to say, you know what, the willingness to go do it. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off on it, even though I know he may not be ready for it. But the opportunity was, hey, you went ahead and did what I asked you to do. So therefore, yep, it's yours. What you asked for is yours.
Man, and that's the crazy part, because like you said, he learned. Man, I thought I was really great at this.
Yeah.
But in this instance, I learned I wasn't.
Yeah.
So as you're preparing to be a husband, to be a father, and as you have these mentors, or you should, and you're gonna, oh, hold on, what? I shouldn't just beat my kids every day? No, you shouldn't. No. We need to learn to teach them. Oh, you mean I shouldn't just spend up all my money and then go get some credit cards? No.
That's probably the best way.
That you are able to understand just how bad you are being a man.
Yes.
The winner's brain talks about
blaming
the double whammy.
Yeah. Yes.
You are unproficient in manhood, and you just don't know how bad.
You don't know how bad you are.
You are at it. But once you become willing to learn from somebody who's doing it well, and there's evidence.
There's evidence
of them doing it well.
Yeah.
Now you can go, this is what I need to get better at.
And listen, not only do we need to do that, but our counterparts need to do that as well.
Oh, yes.
Do it as well. You need a mentor. You need a woman who is a full force in the workforce and at home.
Facts.
Get those tips. Says. Yeah, get it.
That the older women teach the younger women.
Well, listen, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Okay.
But mentorship is huge, and we'll be more successful as a whole, as on men and women.
That's true.
If we, get outside of ourselves and allow ourselves to actually be engulfed by greatness, by learning, doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what mentors have you do. Yeah, they're going to teach you, but they're also going to have you do some things so they can check your willingness, your ability to follow instruction, direction, and be able to put you on winner's path and course.
Facts. And here's the thing. When your mentor is helping you to get ready for what you asked for,
Yes.
don't call them up and try to change the instruction. If they say, hey, man, you go down here to the Piggly Wiggly, turn around 3 times, and do 2 backflips. Well, you get down there, turn around 3 times, and do 2 backflips, and shut up.
You got to figure out how to backflip if you don't know how. You better ask somebody. You figure it out.
I cannot stand when you, teach me how you did X, Y, Z.
Right,
Okay,
right.
Well, hey, I got on this budget. I did X, Y, Z, and I was faithful. To the budget. Well, that ain't gonna work for me. Well, then leave that person alone.
Right. Start wasting their time.
Don't waste these people's time. But be as a child.
Yeah.
Be pliable. Be willing to learn from step 1.
Yeah.
Stop wanting to skip to step 10.
Right.
And you don't know how to add. You want to do long division and you don't know 2 plus 2.
The order of operations apply to life as well.
Man.
Yeah.
And in your preparation for what you asked for, be willing to take step by step.
Right.
It's okay.
Yep.
Yeah, some people might talk about you because they might see it as a regression.
Yeah, that's okay.
But are they going to be talking about you in 5 years?
No.
Yeah, they are. Man, you sure did that thing.
It's a different type of conversation, right?
Man, you sure could pull through that thing. The Lord is faithful, ain't he? Yeah. Yes, he is. And I was faithful to the plan.
Here's your deal. The Lord didn't have nothing to do with that.
Man.
That was all about what I decided to do.
What I purposed.
Right? That was all on, hey, these laws and principles, the God of all creation has already set these things in motion. Are you going to align yourself with them or not? That's how that goes.
Facts.
Just that simple.
And that's all it is.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to follow the plan? Are you ready now? Once the plan has been in place for you to get ready for what you asked for?
Yeah.
Are you going to be man enough to walk that thing out?
Right. I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing we do in terms of getting in shape, getting fit. Right. It's already the basics and fundamentals of it. They're the same.
Facts.
The question remains: is are you going to do them? And then we have the evidence. You've either done them or you haven't.
Have you received with the evidence?
Pretty much.
Some of y'all out here talking about y'all got, but ain't got no evidence.
Have no evidence. Yeah.
Ain't got no. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that alone today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that alone today. Out here speaking in tongues with nobody to interpret. Anyways.
Well, here's the deal. Keep it to yourself. We're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna.
I'm not gonna go down that path today. But Jesse, what I do want to do before we get out of here, man, if you would tell the family, what do you feel is the most important part in preparing for what we've asked for?
I think the most important part is just making sure that your heart and mind is open to receive. Are you open to receive the instruction? Are you open to receive the fact that you have to take an action? And have you done all that you can do to make sure that that room is actually prepared?
Is your room prepared? That'll preach right there.
Yeah.
That'll preach right there. Family, here's the thing that I want to leave you with is this: is that again, it is inevitable when you put these things out into the universe. It did whatever it is. You want this better job. You want a better car. You want, a better house. You want, this type of spouse. First, be careful of what you ask for.
Right.
But secondly, once you ask for that, there are going to be some people you realize that aren't in your corner. And once you realize those people aren't in your corner, cut them off.
Right.
Cut them off right then.
Right.
And that doesn't make you a bad person.
Not at all.
Doesn't make them a bad person.
Nope.
It's that they no longer align with the team goals.
Nope.
And you can't play for the Dallas Cowboys wearing a Washington Commanders uniform.
Sure can't. We'll fight.
I'm sorry. You can't show up to the practice for the Los Angeles Lakers with Celtic green.
Oh, jeez.
It just doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
I'm sorry.
Never has, never will.
You don't come to Norman wearing burnt orange.
Okay.
We don't do that here.
Yeah.
In God's country.
Wait a minute.
Right? It doesn't work like that. So once somebody shows you that they no longer align with what you've asked for, hey, it's no longer their season in your life.
It's just not.
Family, we sure do appreciate you guys for tuning in with us today. We know it wouldn't have been what it was had you not taken time out of your day to sit down with us. Make sure you guys like, follow, and subscribe to our Apple Podcast and Spotify. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to y'all later.